Hello everyone, welcome to Freeway Studios. Today we're looking at Bandai Namco Anime Heroes One Piece Franky. Now we're just gonna look at the box first. You got Franky on the front, Anime Heroes, his name. The rest of the line, well, almost the rest of the line, minus Sabo, oddly. I've recently started the show, so yeah. But I do know who Franky is. Here is that art again. His name. And the bottom of the box. Legalities and all that. Let's get to the figure himself. Franky here is a tall boy. Like, I'm struggling to fit him in the frame. Right now, I am very far away from my setup. But, just looking at him zoomed in so that way we keep all the nice lights. He's got some wonderful details. I don't like the pouty face. I don't know. I think it would have been better if his sunglasses were get down, because that's how I mostly see Franky. Sunglasses down, maybe a smile. Now, I wish he did come with some extra heads, but we'll talk about that with his accessory. But yeah, he looks awesome. You got the BF-37 on both sides. You got the star. You got his star forearms. It does kind of suck if you want to keep the elbow in shot, use at all times. You gotta have the stars on the other side, but you can see some nice little rivet detail. Bicep. His thighs are his legs and his thighs are nicely detailed. Even the back of his shirt is detailed. You got all of his lovely palm trees. And just overall, I would describe this figure as just really good. Like, really good detailed, But all that detail work would be nothing. Would kind of go to waste if it wasn't really good with articulation. So, let's look at his articulation real quick. Starting at the top of his head, he is on a ball joint, which doesn't really get all that much range. He looks down, can't really look up all that much. He gets side to side, but no 360. His shoulders, however, do get 360. They are on a ball joint, so that acts as a separate joint. And, of course, they have their own hinge. They can go up that high, down to the side, and, of course, you can work it all good. Bicep swivel, a ratcheted elbow that gets about 90, a hinge joint right here, and then it's on a ball peg. Well, ball joint. And, mine has this weird thing. It sounds like I don't know if it's just mine, if you can hear it. I can't tell if that's the ball joint screaming for its life, or is that a ratchet, because this is a ball joint. He gets crunched forward. Ooh, his fist is in the way. That far. Back that far. And then he can kick forward, to the side, backwards, and you do got drop down hips. But they act weird. They act more like seesaws. You have to pull them down if you want them down at the same time. And then what I would recommend doing is sitting him on a flat surface to get them back up. But you do got a thigh swivel. A double jointed knee. Though it doesn't really get all that much range. But hey, it's Franky. What you gonna do? And then you do have a swivel and a hinge at the foot. And you do need to rotate it to get a pretty decent pivot. And all this articulation is mostly for, really good. The only thing I would complain about is his head, really. Like, whenever I first got him out of the package, I was kind of dumb, and I thought this was one joint. Now I know better. But, yeah. And since I mentioned the accessory, if he would stand up. Okay. His only accessory is this stand. Yeah. Now, the stand is good, I guess. It has some nice little details on the base. Kind of like a wooden texture, so that's fun. But honestly, I would have preferred an extra set of hands or maybe an extra head. Whoop. Something fell down. Ooh, okay, but all this is really just to get him in his most iconic pose, the Super! I'm done doing that. Yeah. Honestly, it's really cool that they included this stand, but I personally would have preferred an extra head or hands because you can easily pop these off. Like the hands come off fairly easily, and the head is just... There we are. The head is just nothing. So I think that they probably intended of giving him extra parts, well, interchangeable parts, but then, the stand. But overall, just the figure himself, minus the stand, is really great. I really like him. His proportions are really nice. I've seen that he might not scale with the other anime heroes, but I did kind of wonder if he would scale with the smaller Luffy and Zoro you might find in your actual toy aisle at your Walmarts. But speaking of scaling, let's see how he looks next to other figures. On to size comparisons. Jaded Toys, Ryu. I have no clue what brand company made this Davy Jones action figure, but here he is next to Davy Jones. Skylanders Hothead, and here's a little funny thing that I learned. These two share a voice actor. In the American dub of One Piece, I don't know his name, but the voice actor of Hothead voices Franky. So that's really awesome. Alright, on to you-know-who. And, of course, Core Class Shockwave. Would I recommend this figure to somebody? Yes, 100%. This figure is awesome. And especially for I paid like $21 for this. It's a wonderful price. My really only big nitpick would be the fact of the matter, his base. I don't like the base. It's kind of stupid. Doesn't really latch onto him well. You gotta have him in the super pose or else it won't actually fit on his legs. But the figure himself is amazing. If I'm just going to rank the figure, I would give it 10 out of 10, honestly. But due to the base, and due to the base not making it where we don't have extra parts, like, I'm sure you could pop off his right arm to get strong right, but there's no way you can do weapons left. And I kind of would have preferred to see a different, some extra heads maybe. But still. But ranking this thing as a set whole, 9.5 definitely. He is an amazing figure. If you're a One Piece fan, pick him up. If you're getting into One Piece, pick him up. Or you just like how he looks, pick him up. Also, I forgot to show this off, so I'm going to do it because I kind of find it funny. If you pop off his arms, you can remove his shirt. And so you get a shirtless Franky look. It doesn't look the prettiest, but you can sure do it. Okay, this has been Free Willy Studios looking at Anime Heroes Franky. Signing off. See ya.